Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Mike from My Cat Photography TV, and in today's video we are going to retouch this image using Adobe Photoshop. What we are going to do, we are going to perform frequency separation on her skin so that she looks nice. We are also going to make her teeth and eyes look a little bit white, and we are also going to sharpen the image as well as do some bit of color grading on the skin tone. So if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and without wasting time, let's get started. So first thing I want to do is to perform frequency separation on this image. And how are we going to do that? First of all, you'll click on the background layer here and you'll duplicate it. So you'll name the newly created layer tones. You'll also duplicate the tones layer and name it textures. Okay, so frequency separation is the separation of the tones and textures from the image. You want to separate the colors and the texture, the smoothness or roughness of our skin. Okay, so once you've done that, you'll make the textures line visible by clicking this eye right here, and we are going to click on the tones. So we'll go to filter, blur, and we'll go to Gaussian blur. So here what you're going to do, I'll just reduce it all the way to 0 so that it looks like nothing has happened. So here we will increase this slider up to the point whereby the textures we want to keep start to disappear. Okay, for this image you want to, assuming for this image you want to keep the textures around this part right here. Okay, she looks a bit nice around here, so I'm going to increase the slider up to the point whereby these textures start disappearing. Okay, so I'll just increase it. You can view it from here as well as from here. So you'll just increase it bit by bit. Make sure you don't go overboard, just up to the point whereby the textures start disappearing, and you'll be good to go. Okay, so you can see it's almost disappearing. Even from here, I think at that point it has disappeared. So I'm just going to say okay. Always remember not to go overboard. Okay, then we are going to enable the textures layer by clicking right here. Okay, so this is our tones and this is our textures. So okay, if your cursor looks like this, don't worry, just hit caps lock on your keyboard. So we are going to remove we have already removed the textures from our tones. So next we are going to remove the tones from our textures. So you'll click on the textures and you'll go to image, apply image, and we are going to select the layer tones and we are going to subtract it. We are going to subtract the tones from the textures. So we will click on the blending mode, subtract. Okay, so the opacity should be 100, and I'll just give you the values you can use here. Make sure you use 2 and 128. Okay, and you'll say okay. So your image up to that point should look like this. You can only see the textures, and we are going to the blending mode right here, and you'll choose linear light. So up to that point, your image should look as if nothing has been done to it, and that's how you'll know you are on the right track. So next, you're going to carry out the actual frequency separation. We are clicking on the tones, and we'll select our lasso tool right here. Our feather here, always use a value of between 15 and 20 pixels. For me, I like using 18 pixels. That will be fine for me. Okay, so we'll just select the area around her cheeks. Okay, like that. And if you're watching this, please make sure you subscribe, because I'll be creating more awesome content every week, and it's a great learning opportunity. Okay, so once you've selected the area around her cheeks, you are going to filter, blur, and you're going to Gaussian blur. So you're going to increase this slider until the skin looks looks more of what you want it to look like, okay, until it looks like what you desire. So you can see it here practically. I'm going to increase it. You can see the skin is starting to look nice. I think mine will look nice up to that point. You can always, don't just go overboard like that, it will look patched. Make sure you play around with the realistic value, and this will vary depending on the image and your taste. So mine, I like mine around 29 there, and I'll say okay. And I'll select the area around her forehead. And I'll do the same. So I'll use the same value for all this. I'll just click on the Gaussian blur here. I'll also select another part of her face. Make sure you don't select the whole face at the same time. Select in small bits by bits so that the image does not look very flat, okay? So we'll do that there. We'll select the area around her nose, okay? And we will come to, I think I can say we are done with her face, but I'll just select the area above her eyelids, filter, Gaussian blur. So I'll come and do the same on her back. Always do it on all parts of her skin, because it doesn't make sense for the face to look very nice and the back to look I don't want to continue speaking. Okay, so you'll select her hands, fingers, that is. I'll keep doing the same there. And I will okay, I've done that. Okay, so this area will be our final part. I'll do filter, Gaussian blur. So currently this is where we are. I can say we are done with the frequency separation. So we are about to move to the next step. And before we do that, I want you to see what we've been doing all along. So I'll just group the two. And I'll name that frequency separation. Please, if you're a beginner, you don't have to do this. I'm just doing it so that I can show you the before and after. So this is our before and this is our after, okay? For the frequency separation, before and after. So we are going to the next step, whereby I'm going to color grade this model's skin, and I'll click right here, create a new adjustment layer, and I will use selective color. So the only thing we are going to do here, we'll make sure we select the colors here, reds, and we are going to increase the magentas a little bit, okay? Don't overdo it again, just increase it a little bit, okay? I think somewhere around there should be fine for me. And you can see that this is the before and this is the after. That's how easy it is to color grade skin tones in Photoshop. Okay, so the next step I want us to do, we want to make her teeth look white. You can see due to the color balance we used, it looks a little bit too warm and brown. So we want to make it white, and we are going to do that by creating a new adjustment layer, black and white, and we are going to invert the black and white adjustment layer. by clicking on Control and I. So you'll click on this black part right here and select the brush tool. Make sure you selected the white color, and you can zoom in on the image and increase the brush size so that it looks like the size of the one of the teeth. So that should be fine for my image, and we are going to paint over. Okay, so that's it for the whitening of the teeth, and I still want to show you what we've done so far. So we'll still add this to this group here, and you can see that this is our before and this is our after. So for the sharpening, it's going to be very easy and straightforward. What you are going to do here, you first want to merge all the layers. Okay, you just click on Control, Shift, Alt, and E to merge all the layers. So we have our layer here, and this layer that we've merged, we are going to name it sharpening. Okay, so what happens here, you are going to go to Filter, Other, and Hypers. Okay, so in sharpening, you are going to increase the radius until you can only see the details that you want to be sharp. Okay, assuming okay, let me do this. This is our image. Okay, if I want this image to be sharp, I just want the hair to be sharp, the outline of her face, the lashes, the edges of her fingers. So I'm going to reduce this radius up to the point whereby I can only see the details that I want to be sharp. Okay, so I'm going to reduce it a little bit. The best value for this is usually around 2.5 there for a high amount of sharpening, and I think I can only see the edges of the details that I want to be sharp. So I'll say okay, and I will go to the blending mode right here, and I will select vivid light. Okay, so this is the before for the sharpening, and this is for the after. Let me just zoom in. This is the before, and this is the after. You can see how sweet that looks. So I'll just add it to this group again, and I'll show you the before and after of our entire editing. So this is the before and this is the after. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a thumbs up and subscribe and turn the notifications on so that you can get updated when the next video comes out. So thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.